Hi, I'm Blake Angelos with Yamaha Corporation of America, here to show you the brand new Yamaha CP4 stage piano. This is by far the best instrument that we've ever created for a stage piano. It's just awesome. There are three guiding principles that were behind the design of this instrument. One of them is great sound, especially with regards to acoustic pianos and electric pianos. Great feel, really the best action we've ever put in a stage piano. And just a really, really killer, easy to use user interface. So let's kind of show these things. So first up are the acoustic pianos. Most instruments that are out there feature one or maybe two different pianos and variations of that. The CP4 actually has three distinctly different pianos. So first up is the CFX. The CFX 9-foot concert grand represents the pinnacle of achievement that we've ever done at Yamaha. It is a big piano, it has the ability to project over a symphony orchestra, but it also has the ability to be extremely expressive in softer, quieter passages. The CFX is a big sound when it needs to be. Big in the low, big in the high, big in the middle. But the cool thing about the CFX is that it's also exceptionally expressive when I play a softer passage. It's really a beautiful instrument. It really speaks in the melodic passage on the top of where I'm playing, but super soft and very easy to control on the harmonic parts. It's truly remarkable. I just love this instrument. It just feels so good to play. So next up is the CF3S. The CF3S was the previous model before the CFX. It's a big piano on the low end, big in the high end. It has a little darker quality in the mid-range though. Still such a great piano to play, and would be an ideal choice if I were maybe playing more of a solo gig or more of a trio gig where I'm playing with an acoustic bass player or a drummer. It still has the power, but it's a little darker in the mid-range. Just gorgeous. And finally, we have the S6. The S6 is a 6'11" grand piano, completely handmade, that is kind of renowned for its darker quality. So the one thing I love about this instrument, you know, the CF3 and the S6 have been available before, but they really did this great job of revoicing this piano. It just sounds better, it sounds fuller, it's just more expressive. I think a lot of the playability of this instrument has to do with the incredible action. This is the natural wood graded hammer action. It is the first action that we've had that's ever been in a stage piano. We've had it in other products, but it's the first one we put out on a stage piano. It also has the GH3 sensor system in it. So essentially, on an upright piano, if I play a note, I have to restrike the note each time because of the nature of the action being an upright action. On a grand piano, I don't have to do that. On a grand piano, I don't have to let the key travel all the way to the top in order to restrike. So what does that translate to? It translates to a much better feeling action, a much more controllable action, and just an overall much more expressive experience playing this instrument. It's just, I can't say enough about the action. It's truly remarkable. Coupled with the sound, I just feel so connected to this instrument. It's awesome. Not only are these acoustic pianos incredibly expressive and great sounding, there's also some pretty cool things that are inside the effect processing of it. So I have one of my effects in here are microphone preamp models. So I can change different types of extremely nice hand-wired boutique preamps that I'm using to mic my piano. There's subtle changes, but if I change it, you can hear. Each one brings out a different aspect of this piano. Some are a little brighter, some are a little darker. All those are editable inside the instrument. Next up are the time pianos. The time pianos in the CP4 feature our spectral component modeling technology. And really, the great thing about that technology is it makes the instrument sound extremely vintage, extremely like the real thing, and you don't feel any sample jumps from one level to the next. If I play a single note and go all the way up through the key, it's clean all the way through. There's no jumping from one sample level to the next because it really isn't using samples. It's using this modeling technology. So the CP4 has basically the history of that instrument in it. So we'll start with the 71 RD1. '71 RD1 is a mellower sounding instrument, very expressive, but probably the mellowest of the five that I'm going to show you. The next one is the 73 Suitcase RD1. Changes in things like hammer, whether it was made of neoprene, whether it was made of felt. These are all, you can really hear it in this instrument. Things like preamp models as well. Next up is the 75 RD1. Again, a different sound of the electric time piano. The 78 RD2. A little bit more presence in that one, a little bit more boom when you hit the note. And then the dyno. This was a customized model of an electric time piano that gives it a little bit more of a bell-like quality because of the different preamps that were used in this model. So 5 great electric pianos right there. But I want to show you something that's kind of unique to this instrument. So I'm going to take the 75 RD1 as my example here. And I'm just going to drop down a little bit to edit that sound a bit. So as I drop down into the edit mode, I have in front of me 2 aspects of the sound that allows me to kind of tailor this instrument so it might sound a little bit more of the mechanics of the instrument or where the pickup is in relationship to the hammer. So check this out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up the key off sound. So I'm going to get a lot more of the mechanics of the instrument. I'm going to turn off the reverb so you can really hear this. You know, and that's something to point out. I can just go right to the reverb and turn it on and off. All of my effects are right in front of me. I don't have to drop down into a menu. If an engineer comes up and says, hey, keyboard player, please turn off the reverb. I don't want to use your reverb, but I have to have a reverb for everybody. So I can turn it off right here. So check this out. So I've turned off the key off sound. You know, when I show this instrument, I find that people are looking around the back and the side to find out where there's mechanics in here, and it's not. It's all using our spectral component modeling, and it's one of the remarkable things about this. The last thing I want to show you is some of the VCM, the virtual circuit modeled effects that are in this instrument. So this is the 75 RD electric time piano with the VCM phaser. Really authentic. That's one thing I just love about this instrument. It just sounds authentic. Next up are the reed pianos, another type of electric piano. So that's the 69 WR. This is the first one. The second one that's probably more familiar is the 77 WR. Cool thing about these is that I can also change the key off and the pickup position to make these a little bit more funky. lastly, we have the CP70, CP80, the electric grands that Yamaha made in the 70s and the 80s. You know we're going to get this sound right. That is the sound of a CP80, absolutely. Now there's a whole lot of sounds on this instrument. There's over 400 sounds, and they cover the range from organs, strings, choirs, all sorts of stuff. I can't show them all, but I can definitely show a few more. One of the sounds is the clav sound, but I have a pedal attached to it. Down here I have the Yamaha FC7 expression pedal. I can use this to control the pedal sound of the instrument. Again, that wah-wah effect is also part of the VCM effects that are in this, and there's a lot of them. Phasers, flangers, wah-wah effects, really authentic. Again, authenticity is what we're going for here. So again, great sounds, great feel, but the user interface is really important as well. We have simplified this user interface from our previous model. So let's say I want to take this CFX sound and I want to layer that sound. The quickest way is just to hit the piano and then select maybe a string sound. Immediately, the red light over on my left hand says the layer is on. I can now use the slider to balance out how loud or how soft I want that layer to sound. Let's say I want to split it. I split the keyboard by hitting the split button. Oh wait, I don't like where the split point is. Hold the split button. It's easy to set the split point. And if I want to just go back to the main sound, just turn them off. It's all very easy to see. It's all right in front of me. Really, truly an easy to use interface. Some other cool features, there's a built-in metronome right on the front of the instrument. And I can record audio directly to a connected flash drive. So let's say I'm playing along. Oh, I want to record that. That's my idea. Simply hit the record button, get a measure count off. Hit stop, and there it is, right there. I can also play back pre-recorded backing tracks if I want to. Really easy. This is a cool feature that we just added to this instrument. A cool thing about the user interface, I said before, the ability to just bypass effects. But let's say I want to look at the reverb. If I just hold it down for a couple of seconds, it brings me right there. In fact, anything that has a little dot next to this button allows me to get right to what I want to edit. And things that are common edits like reverb, chorus, I can get right to and edit. I love that about this. Something that we've had on previous models that we brought back on the CP4 is the panel lock. When I hit the panel lock button, it lights up and locks out the instrument. So when I'm playing, I can't accidentally hit another sound, which can happen sometimes when you're playing, you're getting really passionate, boom, and you accidentally hit a synth brass sound. But notice as I do this, it's not allowing me to do that. If I just hold it down a few seconds, it turns it off and I'm back to where I'm at. Not only do we have the pitch bend wheel, but we also have the modulation wheel now. So if I need to spin up the rotary speaker effect, I can easily do it with the CP4 stage. So lastly, the design of the CP4 is really cool. It's got this nice feeling top that kind of nods back to the vintage instruments of the past. This cool little chrome part up here. The red felt above the key. It just looks classic and elegant and really hip. Also on the back you have 1/4 inch outs and XLR outs. The XLR outs eliminate the need for direct boxes on a stage. That's a cool feature. That's a pro feature. You have 4 pedal inputs, a sustained pedal, an assignable switch pedal, and 2 continuous pedals. So the CP4 stage, truly the finest instrument in all my years at Yamaha that we have ever made for a stage piano. I love this instrument. It sounds great, it plays beautifully, and it's got a user interface that's simple. So great sounds, great feel, great user interface. You know, lastly, it's 38 pounds. I can take this to the gig easily and not feel like I'm breaking my back. Lightweight as well. I love this instrument, the CP4 Stage from Yamaha. Thank you so much for watching.